Hey, welcome, beautiful people. It's your TTA Pro, Mr. O, back with the Great Gatsby, uh, Great Gatsby episode. So دلوقتي أول حاجة هنعملها, we're going to read through the text عشان, we have some students كان عندهم مشكلة understanding the text or understanding الباسج. وزي ما احنا قلنا, it's really important نعرف نتصرف بالباسج عشان ده مستوى الباسج اللي احنا نشوفها في ال EST exam, right? So let's begin. In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. Okay. Whenever you feel like criticizing anyone, he told me, just remember that all the people in this world haven't had the advantages that you have had. So من أولها كده, we begin with advice ما بين the narrator and the father. والfather بيقول له, well, you have advantages ما حدش تاني كان عنده, right? So it's clear from the beginning here. We're going to, I don't know, see what the passage is about. Now, خدوا بالكم, is this an easy passage? No. ال EST بيعملوا ايه؟ بيجيبوا passages من classic literature. Okay? من classic literature. Just keep this in mind. So ده حاجة احنا لازم نتعود عليها. وخليني برضو أنا عندي المين points جاهزة هنا so that we can review them when we're done. All right. So we can review them when we are done. He didn't say anymore, but خد بالكم, but here indicates an important point. But we've always been unusually communicative in a reserved way. And I understood that he meant a great deal more than that. So بيقولوا بنيجي نعمل communication بنتكلم مع بعض بس in a reserved way. What does reserved way mean? يعني ما نتكلمش كتير. احنا على طول بنتكلم مع بعض بس ما نتكلمش كتير او ما نقولش كتير. Now again, خد بالكم here, another transition in consequence as a result. I'm inclined to reserve all judgments, a habit that has opened up many curious natures to me and also made me the victim of not a few veteran bores. Okay, so I'm inclined to reserve all judgments. لما اجي احكم الناس بحاول ما احكمش على طول. The abnormal mind is quick to detect and attach itself to this quality when it appears in a normal person. So الأفكار الغريبة بيلزق اللي شبهه, right? And so it came about that in college, I was unjustly accused of being a politician because I was privy to the secret griefs of wild, unknown men. Okay. Most of the confidences were unsought, right? Most of the secrets, أنا ما دورتش عليهم. Frequently, I have feigned sleep, preoccupation, or a hostile levity when I realized by some unmistakable sign that an intimate revelation was quivering on the horizon. For the intimate revelations of young men, or at least the terms in which they express them, are usually plagiaristic and marred by obvious suppressions. Wow, lots of information here. بيقول لنا الكاركتر ده عارف يطلع secrets that people and secrets that, are hidden deep. Reserving judgments is a matter of infinite hope. I'm still a little afraid of missing something if I forget that, as my father snobbishly suggested, and I snobbishly repeat, a sense of the fundamental decencies is parceled out unequally at birth. It's a bit hard one here. I guess نيجي نتولد كلنا مش زي بعض, I suppose. So I can understand why you had a hard time في الباسج ده عشان it's not an easy passage. But again, it comes from The Great Gatsby. So let's see the main point, number one, right? The narrator's father's advice. The narrator's father advises him to reserve judgment of others because they may not have had the same advantages. This advice leads the narrator to be tolerant and open-minded, but also makes him susceptible to being taken advantage of. صح؟ عشان you're unequal at birth, do not judge. Let's continue. شايفين الأصفر بعملها topic sentence. And after boasting this way of my tolerance, I come to the admission that it has a limit. Right? Tolerance تاعتي ليها limit. يعني أستحمل ليها limit معينة. Conduct, behavior, أخلاق, may be founded on the hard rock or the wet marshes. But after a certain point, I don't care what it's founded on. يعني أنا عندي limit. هو بيكمل الconversation على limit ده. صح؟ عشان conduct أخلاق ممكن يبقى على hard rock حاجة جامدة ناشفة or wet marshes حاجة طرية ما فرقتش معايا. He doesn't care. عنده limit. When I came back from the East last autumn, I felt that I wanted the world to be in uniform and at a sort of moral attention forever. أنا كان عايز الدنيا تبقى واحد. I wanted no more riotous excursions with privileged glimpses into the human heart. Only Gatsby, the man who gives his name to this book, was exempt from my reaction. So أنا مش عايز, I don't want to hang out with rich people. أنا مش عايز أعيش بعيد عن الناس العادية. Gatsby الوحيد اللي كنت عايز أقعد معاه. Gatsby, who represented everything for which I have an unaffected scorn. If personality is an unbroken series of successful gestures, then there was something gorgeous about him, some heightened sensitivity to the promises of life, as if he were related to one of those intricate machines that register earthquakes 10,000 miles away. So الجزء ده بيتكلم عن شخصية Gatsby وبيورينا the complexity of Gatsby, or how complex he is. This responsiveness had nothing to do with the flabby impressionability, which is dignified under the name of the creative temperament. It was an extraordinary gift for hope, a romantic readiness such as I have never found in any other person, and which is not likely I shall ever find again. So I guess Gatsby ليه تفصيل أو ليه characteristics معينة مش لاقيها في أي حد تاني. So واضح the narrator really loves Gatsby. Not love in a romantic way, but in a broski way. No, Gatsby turned out all right at the end. It is what preyed on Gatsby, what foul dust floated in the wake of his dreams that temporarily closed out my interest in the abortive sorrows and short-winded elations of men. So basically, paragraph number 2, it talks about narrator's limit to tolerance. Despite his tolerance, the narrator admits reaching a limit. He feels disgusted by some behaviors regardless of their origin. وبرضه the narrator بيتكلم عن Gatsby's exception. Gatsby is the only person who escapes the narrator's judgment. He possesses an extraordinary hope and romanticism that the narrator admires. So بيشوف Gatsby and he sees hope. He sees أمل في المستقبل. نخش على الباراجراف اللي بعديها. My family has been prominent, well-to-do people in the Middle Western city for 3 generations. So هنا في الباراجراف هيكلم عن الفاميلي بتاعتي وجايين منين، صح؟ The Carraways are something of a clan, and we have a tradition that we're descended from the Dukes of Buccleuch, but the actual founder of, let's continue, my line was my grandfather's brother, who came here 51, sent a substitute to the Civil War, and started the wholesale hardware business that my father carries on today. So بيتكلم عن تاريخ الفاميلي وموجود عندنا هنا في النوتس, right? The narrator's family history. The narrator comes from a prominent and wealthy family. He graduated from New Haven and participated in World War I before moving east to pursue a career in the bond business. And in the end here, بنتكلم عن مين? The narrator. صح؟ مين هو? I never saw the great uncle, but I'm supposed to look like him, with special reference to the rather hard-boiled painting that hangs in my father's office. نتكلم عن narrator بقى تاريخ الناريتور عمل ايه وراح فين ودرس فين. I graduated from New Haven in 1915, just a quarter century after my father, and a little later, I participated in the delayed Teutonic migration known as the Great War. I enjoyed the counter raid so thoroughly that I came back restless. Instead of being the warm center of the world, the Middle West now seemed like the ragged edge of the universe. So I decided to go east and learn the bond business. So راح الحرب رجع تاني القرية بتاعته and he found it very, very boring. Everybody I knew was in the bond business, so I supposed it could support one more single man. All my aunts and uncles talked it over and over as if they were choosing a prep school for me and finally said, why, yes, with very grave, hesitant faces. Father agreed to finance me for a year, and after various delays, I came east permanently. I thought in the spring of 22. Okay, so if we zoom out on this passage, we can understand هنا في البداية بيتكلم عن أبوه وتربية الناريتور وازاي أبوه ربى الناريتور صح؟ He told him be patient اصبر مع الناس عشان الناس ما عندهمش البريفيليجز اللي انت عندك صح؟ بس برضه بيقول الاحترامي والريسبكت بتاعتي ليها ليميت بعدين بيتكلم عن الليميت ده في الباراجراف ده غير جاتسبي was special صح؟ عشان جاتسبي اداله امل وفي الاخر كلمنا عن تاريخ العيله. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, let's begin with question number 1. Let's begin with question number 1. Based on the information provided, what can be deduced from the narrator's family? Okay, في حاجة كمان عايز أقولها لك, right? So Malik was telling me, well, I didn't really understand the text, right? ما فهمتش ولا point. احنا قلنا البوينتس بيجي فين in the topic sentences or في short paragraph. So هنا عندنا short paragraph وهنا عندنا short paragraph. هنا عندنا topic sentence. هنا عندنا topic sentence. هنا عندنا topic sentence. هنا عندنا topic sentence. على الأقل نستوعب الtopic sentences دولت عشان نقدر نلاقي information. Okay. Well, the vocabulary is hard. Well, on the EST برضو, the vocabulary is hard. Based on the information provided, what can be deduced about the narrator's family? So سؤال زي ده, okay, بنحله ازاي? How do we deal with this question? Let's go with ندى. ازيك يا ندى عاملة ايه؟ Unmute.
الحمد لله.
حليتي السؤال ده ازاي؟
ما قلتها دي
ايه الخطوات عملتيها؟ هل انت
وانا قرأت
بدأت
الكونكلوجن بتاعه في الآخر فعرفتها وخلاص.
اوكي حليتي السؤال ولا الافيدنس؟
لا السؤال.
اوكي بدأتي بالسؤال صح؟ قلت لي إجابة دي. They're descended from a long line and uninterrupted series of political leaders صح؟ What was the evidence?
دي برضو.
دي برضو 82 until 87. So let's see. 82 until 87. فين هو? I guess it's here. Okay. 80, 81, 82. The Caraways are something of a clan, and we have a tradition that were descended from the Dukes of Buccleuch. Okay. بس هنا بيقول لي فين that they have an uninterrupted sign or line of politicians. That means كل حد في العيلة, right? كل الأجيال دخلوا سياسة عشان هما جايين من الدوكس تمام كل حاجة, ولكن لو كملتي قراية هنلاقي but. So this actually is not true. But the actual founder of the clan was my grandfather's brother. So is it an uninterrupted line of politicians? No. right؟ وحتى الافيدنس انت قلتي لي عليها يا مسز ندى عكس اجابتك. So الفكره كلها انتوا برضو بتعملوا ايه؟ انتوا بتشوفوا الافيدنس، بتنقوا اللي صح وبتسيبوا الباقي. لازم يبقى كلها على بعضيها. Okay? The best answer here is answer A. They have healthy social and physical status. يعني هم ناس عالية في المجتمع والناس مرتاحين ماديا. تمام؟ فين ده بقى؟ Lines 6 through 8. How do we know lines 6 through 8? How do we know lines 6 through 8? Just remember that all the people in the world haven't had the advantages that you've had. Keep this in mind. So أبوه بيقول له you've had advantages nobody else has. وباقي الباسج بيكلمنا عن الادفانتجز دولت. What are these advantages؟ جايين من عيلة محترمة، جايين من background نظيف. So the evidence that supports that. He's had advantages nobody else has had. Let me actually go back here. So question number 1, هنقول the answer is A. Question number 2, برضو هنقول الإجابة A. Do you guys have any questions for number 1 or 2? Okay, let's go question number 3. The primary purpose of the passage is to. So ليه كتبنا الباسج ده؟ ايه لازمة الباسج ده؟ اتكلمنا عن الفاذر، اتكلمنا عن عيلة الناريتور، اتكلمنا عن the narrator، وبرضه اتكلمنا عن الشخص جاتسبي، صح؟ Describe the primary source of tension. فين التنشن ده؟ ده اللي عايز اعرفه، صح؟ يا مالك قلت لي ايه؟ Disparage a member. Disparage يعني عكس يشجع، يعني يدمر، صح؟ A member of the household. No برضه. ثانية واحدة. Right? So it's really important إن نفهم ازاي نحل الquestions دولت. Convey a sense of longing or melancholy. يعني sadness. وهل ده بيديني sadness؟ No برضو. Present key personalities. Well, what are we doing? We're presenting the father, the family, the narrator, the Gatsby. So we are presenting key personalities. وحاجة كمان عايزاكم تعرفوها في ال EST test. معظم الوقت، مش على طول، بس معظم الوقت بيعملوا ايه؟ بيجيبوا the first chapter of the story. بداية القصة. عامة عملوا كده مع بتاع 7 أو 8 امتحانات. Let's continue. Number 4, as used in line 3, the phrase turning over, right? So let's go to the phrase turning over. Let's go to the phrase turning over. Let me. Okay, when does this? There you go. Cool. So here, the father gives him بديله advice, صح? He gave me advice and it's been turning over in my mind. ويعني ايه؟ I've been thinking about it. اقعد بفكر فيها. Surrender يعني يستسلم. No. Twisting يعني, to twist around, right? No. Ruminating. يعني ايه ruminate؟ يعني بتسيب حاجة وبتفكر فيها. Ruminate عامة ليه علاقة ب digestion, right? The cow ruminates. بس البني آدم when we ruminate ده كده معناها حد بيقول لك حاجة والفكرة بيقعد في دماغك وتقعد بقى تفكر فيها. That's turning over in your mind. Relinquish means to let go, to release. But that wouldn't work. So answer C would be the best answer. Question number 5. The language of the text is similar to fable, realism, folklore, fairy tale. So يا Mrs. مالك انت قلت لي fairy tale عشان ده جاي من حفظ. بس fairy tale في magic, right? في fantasy, unique creatures, حاجات كده. Jinn. No, it's not a fairy tale. And a fable, well, usually fable مثلا في an animal, في natural elements وعايز يعلمك حاجة زي مثلا دودة كده قبل النوم. It's realism. It's realistic. Folklore برضو is related to fable, حاجة شبه الدودة كده. But here we're talking about realism, right? بنتكلم عن narrator, والناريتور ده راح الحرب وكلم عن أبوه وكلم عن الفاميلي وتاريخ الفاميلي. So answer B would be the best answer. في أي أسئلة لحد دلوقتي؟ Okay, let's go to question number 6 and 7. Evidence again من 56 until 79. So خليني أجيب الأفيدنس بقى بالمرة. من 56 until 79. مش كل شوي نطلع وننزل صح؟ اوكي مسز مالك اعملي ميوت.
مستر
حليتي السؤال ده ازاي؟ بدأتي بإيه؟
ما حطوش اصلا، انا سبت الافيدنس للاخر وما لحقتش
صح
اكمل
ما
اخر سؤالين
حليتوش.
دول.
صح 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 صح. اوكي cool. Let's go to Mrs. أمينة. اعملي ميوت. حليتي السؤال دولت ازاي؟
عملت eliminate ل two answers ورحت لل evidence عشان أعمل بقى connect ال two answers الباقيين.
Did you get them correct or incorrect؟
correct.
ألف مبروك. That's good. So that's one way. ده الواي اللي بحبها. Right. بعمل ايه؟ بشوف question الأول، بقرا السؤال، بحاول أعمل elimination على one or two answers قبل ما أشوف باقي الإجابات. Right. So here, let's check this out. Based on the information provided, what can be deduced about the connection between the narrator and Gatsby? أنا عارف the narrator عاجبه Gatsby، مش عارف حاجة زي كده. Their connection is one of contempt and derision towards one another. Contempt and derision حاجة شبه الهيت، بيكرهوا بعض. But no, I think the narrator can بيحترموا. They have a connection that is both praiseworthy and contemptible. Maybe. ممكن ما أعرفش يعني إيه contemptible، بس عارف يعني إيه praiseworthy. بيحترموا بعض. There's a connection. The connection is one that should be commended and praised for its excellence. ممكن برضو. Right? The nature of the connection is one that is abominable and repugnant. Abominable and repugnant means it's terrible, it's disgusting. Well, no, برضو. فده give it B or C, right? So دلوقتي لما اجي ادور في الانسر choices عندي، لما اجي ادور في الايفيدنس عندي، بدور على evidence يا اما هيقول لي praiseworthy and contemptible، يا اما هيقول لي commended and praised. Praiseworthy means بيحترم بعض. Contemptible means في جزء كده hate. Right? عشان as they say, if you love someone, you also hate them. If there's no hate, then there's no love. صح؟ زي ما بيقولوا كده. So now we're going to go to the evidence دلوقتي, right? Now we're going to go to the evidence 56 until 65. Gatsby, who represented everything for which I have unaffected scorn. So Gatsby is everything that I hate. If personality is an unbroken series of successful gestures, then there was something gorgeous about him, some heightened sensitivity to the promises of life. That wish give it A. صح؟ عشان في البداية بيقول he has scorn he has hate for Gatsby. وبرضه بيقول he believes Gatsby أسلوبه احترامه it's gorgeous, it's beautiful. Right? So here we're going to say answer A, and here we're going to say answer B. And this is why I like to solve the question الأول أو على الأقل identify one or two answers. بعد كده ألاقي evidence. مش ببدأ بالevidence على طول. أبدأ بالevidence إمتى؟ لو معيش أي فكرة عن الإجابة. Let's go to question number 8. The author makes reference in lines 80 to 91 in order to. So let's go to 80 until 91. Kind of awkward here. Let's go from 80 until 91. بيتكلم عن الفاميلي صح؟ بيتكلم عن الفاميلي وباينة في التوبيك sentence by the way. So it's this paragraph. يتكلم عن الفاميلي, right? Why does he talk about this? So you told me, yeah, Mrs. Malak from 80 until 91 stressed the importance of the past. يعني بيضغط على أهمية الماضي. I mean, that doesn't make too much sense. But he's not stressing the importance of the past. بيتكلم عن تاريخ عيلته, right? We come from here, 3 generations في كذا. احنا, we're descended from dukes, but actually the grandfather's brother اللي بدأ العيلة بتاعتنا, right? Answer C, reveal discrepancy between his family's tradition and reality. صح? بيوري mistake, it shows us a discrepancy, a gap, right? A problem between the family's tradition, the family's history, and reality. عشان الناس فاكرين, well, جايين من dukes. Well, they're not really coming from dukes. هما جايين منين? جايين from, the grandfather's brother اللي بدأ شركة hardware. Number 9. Which of the following characteristics attributed to the Middle West in the passage? dull طبعا, right? If we go back to the passage, كان بيتكلم عن Middle West, right? He went to the Great War. وما رجع, he came back restless, right? He came back restless. The Middle West was the ragged edge of the universe. أماكن أو منطقة أو مدينة تعبانة. It's ragged, boring, ممل. So here we're going to say it's boring, dull, not opportunistic. عشان opportunistic معناها فيه فرص, بس ما لهاش فرص. مش كده لازم يمشي ويدور على الشغل, صح؟ He's sentimental. يعني sentimental ليه علاقة مع emotions. Oh, no, tired. It's not really tired. And finally, number 10, the tone of the passage. Humorous, well, مش بيتريق. Wispy, wispy معناها magical. ده بقى يرجع للfairy tale, صح? So it's not wispy, detached. ليه detached? بيتكلم عن تاريخ عيلته, جاتسبي, كل حاجة, بس من غير emotion. Pedantic يعني بيرغي كتير. I wouldn't go with pedantic. بيرغي كتير وحاول يدينا درس, مش بيدينا درس هنا. So it's detached. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This was the Great Gatsby passage. If you're watching the video, you can learn anything. Mr. Sema, out.